Hey vinyl community, welcome back to another episode of RB's Vinyl Corner. And today I'm gonna go back to the original format of how I once started this channel by just highlighting one particular record, show you some of the inside stuff of that record and talk a little bit about it, and hopefully inspire you to hunt down that record yourself. I noticed when I was watching my statistics on my YouTube channel, I noticed that my most popular videos are the ones where I highlight FTD records. So today I'm going to give you a treat, going to meet up your demands and show you another beautiful FTD vinyl record. And the one I'm going to talk about today is this beautiful one, Elvis, Good Times, The Outtakes. First, let me show you, just for reference purposes only, and tell you a little bit about the background. Let me show you the original one. This is Elvis, Good Times, which was released in 1974. Yes, it was recorded in 1973, but it was released in 1974. And the one was recorded during the famous Stax recording sessions in December of the previous year. Elvis went to the Stax studios 2 times. His first sessions were in July of 1973 and the second one in December. Now let's go back to July 1973, because this is where he cut most of the songs that were cut. Those sessions appeared on Elvis's album For the Good Times. No, excuse me, on his album For Old Time's Sakes, also known as Raisin Rock. And the first time when I hear that record, and I was just a little bit younger back then, I didn't like it. I heard it a couple of times and it just, I couldn't get into that record. It's a difficult record to listen to because, in my opinion, and especially that's the way I experienced it for the first time, is that Elvis sounded actually very weak on that one. His voice wasn't really powerful, and sometimes I just had the impression to listen to an old man, which was kind of odd to me because this was actually the first time he went to the studio to record songs after his famous Aloha from Hawaii concert, where you saw a very powerful and a very strong and very motivated Elvis Presley. And on Raisin Rock, he didn't sound motivated at all. So, of course, later when I start digging into it, I understand, he was devastated by his breakup with Priscilla and his divorce. And this probably was a very difficult time for Elvis. And it wasn't until more recent years that I really started to appreciate Raisin Rock as an album, and actually at this point I listen to it quite often. But you can hear a very big difference between the songs he cut at the July sessions on Stax and the songs he cut in December later that year, because from the December sessions you can actually hear a very powerful Elvis Presley with a very strong voice and very motivated, and he cut some great songs. All right, let us take a look at the artwork first. The artwork, you can see, is pretty similar to the artwork of what eventually became Good Times, with just a difference in the layout of the lettering here. And actually, and this is just a nice thing to know, and interesting to note, is that this one, the FTD version, actually was the artwork the way it was intended in the first place. But later on they just decided to change it a little bit. But this was what it would have been in the first place. And also, if you're going to look at the flip side of the original, this is what it eventually became. But the intention was to do it like this. So the FTD record represents what the artwork originally would have looked like if they didn't switch to what eventually became Good Times. So we're going to take a look at the content. Like practically all FTD records, the vinyl versions of the records focuses more on outtakes and on what happens behind the actual masters that eventually became the record. Now, let me open this one up for you and show you to the inside. As you all know, FTD puts a lot of effort into the artwork of the records, and the inside is a treat with a lot of memorabilia and liner notes and that kind of stuff. Now, in the early days of releases from FTD vinyl, as you probably know, they also released them with very nice and pretty glossy inner sleeves. I'm going to show you now the inside of this. So if I'm going to take this like this, look at this. Isn't this just plain and simple gorgeous? Here are a lot of liner notes. It's glossy, really cool. And then just look at the stunning picture on the back of that inner sleeve. Beautiful. If they had just put here Elvis Good Times, would have been a wonderful cover. Alright? The record itself has the orange label that represents the time when this actual album was released, and it's 180 gram vinyl. Alright? Let's take a look at the other one. Look at this. Look how stunning and how beautiful. And actually this one says, shows you the original artwork, and says here that this was actually intended as being the original artwork. It's beautiful, right? Look at the other side. Another beautiful picture. And here's one thing that's pretty interesting also. Look at, this is the photo that appeared on the eventual record. But here is the original one. And look at just how they photoshopped his middle finger away on this one. You see, that's just a tiny difference that they probably decided that that should not be on the final record. So it's a beautiful record, a beautiful picture. Can you see that? Alright, photograph of the Stax Studios and inside of the Stax Studios also. Beautiful, right? Anyway, that's Good Times, the outtakes. For the ones of you who like what he did in Stax, there is also another release that came out a couple of years ago. It's Elvis at Stax, 40th anniversary. This came out in 2013. And also focuses on some of the songs that he cut on the Stax records. And this was a compilation of both the July and the December sessions. Really nice. Alright. Anyway, this is Good Times, the outtakes. I hope you like it. It's very hard to get at this point. It's deleted. It's sold out. I think it's pretty expensive at this point. If you can find one for a good price, don't hesitate, buy it. It's a really beautiful album. Elvis, Good Times, the outtakes. See you in the next video. I hope to see you soon, probably next week, with another episode of Vinyl Corner. If you have any suggestions, any ideas of what you want me to show you, want me to talk about, want my opinion about, you know, just comment in the comments below and I will consider paying attention to that. Also, if you want to see what more records I spin on a daily basis, you go to my Instagram page. I post like pictures like daily basis. You can see what I'm listening to more besides just Elvis Presley. Become a follower and the chance is that I'm gonna return a favor. Also, I have a Facebook page. You can also go there and become friends and start discussing records with me if you like. I would really appreciate that. Give me a thumb up, comment something, subscribe to my channel would also be really much appreciated. If you want to look me up on Instagram or Facebook, it's RB's Vinyl Corner, and that's it. I'm gonna put a link below this video. I'm gonna see you in the next video, and until then, TCB.